Let's go.
Welcome home to 42 Geek Street, your guide to the world of the geek, that little bit of geek in all of us. Hi, I'm Ren, and eating the sandwich next to me is Mike. Mike,
hey guys.
What's with you with sandwiches? Like last season you ended with sandwiches.
And this season had to begin with a sandwich.
You know it's wrap, right? You know wrap's the thing.
I do understand it's a wrap, but I don't know. Depends on the bread.
Yeah,
it really does.
Fair enough. Well, Mike's going to help me this season hosting again, and I love having Mike around.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here again, and I hope you guys enjoy the season coming ahead.
I hope so too. Now, what we've done is, as soon as season 1 finished, we went out on the road, we filmed, we talked to a lot of people. We've, read, whatever.
We drew.
Yes, you drew.
Yeah.
I probably drew something somewhere.
There was filming. There was talking.
Yeah, so we've been busy since that moment. So as soon as season 1 finished, the next day we were filming, and what we've
committed.
We should be committed. And what we've done is we've put it all together, and we're going to present it over the next 13 episodes. Well, this and another 12.
Yes, that's correct.
That's right. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump straight into it. We're going to hop over to KayJays. They're actually on our first episode last season, so they're on again. And what happened, what we're there for this time is they're actually conducting lessons on miniature painting, which is just the little figures, where they can help you learn how to get into the hobby. And, because sometimes it's a bit scary just walking to a shop and what do I do?
It can be a bit overwhelming.
Yes.
So it's good to have that.
Yeah. So we'll go to it now and we'll have a chat about it later.
We're at KayJays today. I'm here with Steve. He's with a group called Oz Painters, and he's going to tell us a bit about model painting today. So, Steve, how long have you been painting models?
I've been painting models, I suppose, seriously for about 4 years, but I've been in the war games area and space for about 14 years now, since about 2004.
Okay. And so, did you always paint models, or did you play games first and then later get into model painting?
I started off in the usual approach of everything at once.
Yeah.
So I jumped into building them, painting, converting and playing all in one go.
All right. And was it intimidating at first, or did you have people that could help you get into it?
I was lucky. I had a local club nearby that was able to help me get started. They were very welcoming to a new player, which I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
From there, it just grew on its own.
All right. So what are you showing new people today at your model workshop?
Today's workshop is based around getting someone who is new to the hobby an approachable entry point to it, basically covering the essentials of getting a model painted, getting it onto the tabletop and being able to play with it, with the minimum amount of fuss and the most amount of enjoyment.
All right. And what are some common mistakes that people make when they first start model painting?
I think the biggest mistake is believing they can't do it. It's an approachable skill. It's not that hard to learn.
See, I'm one of those people. I need to try and get into it myself. I've always watched my friends do it, but I've never had the courage to do it myself. So you're saying I should just jump in there and give it a try?
Absolutely, absolutely. Give it a go. It is definitely approachable to everybody. The skills are easy enough to learn, but as they say, hard to master.
Okay.
There's always something in it for you, no matter your skill level.
So is modeling, is it something expensive to get into? What kind of supplies would you need to start out with this kind of thing?
Well, to get into it to start with, obviously you're going to need some miniatures, you're going to need some paint, some brushes and some basic tools. But there's no need to spend hundreds of dollars immediately. You can start off very small, a couple of brushes, a few pots of paint, and some general supplies you'll find around the house. That's enough to get started.
Right.
From there, it'll grow where you take it.
All right. And what kind of different models do you enjoy painting? What kind of models have you seen people paint?
I'm a big fan of some of the, I suppose all of them, the fantasy models, sci-fi, steampunk, everything from gaming figures through to fine art pieces. If it looks interesting, I'll paint it.
What would you say is the hardest thing about painting?
Dealing with mistakes.
Yeah.
When you try and paint something, you have an idea in your head to say, I want this cloak to be green with a fade to blue, and you just cannot do it. and the temptation to throw the model against the wall is quite strong. It goes away, you get better.
All right. Do you have any tips for new players, like how to get into it?
Yeah, absolutely. Find a friendly local gaming store, approach the person behind the counter and ask. They will be able to put you in touch with groups out there, players, people who can help you, and in some cases, courses like this one.
All right. Once you've painted these models, what do you like to do with them? Do you play or do you collect, or a bit of both?
A bit of both. These days I more collect and paint than I do play, but I still enjoy a good game now and then, and it's always great to have a game against an opponent who has a fully painted army that's really, really pretty and spectacular on the table. It adds to the enjoyment of the game.
So at the end, it's all about fun of the game, fun
Absolutely.
of the painting. Well, thanks for being with us today, Steve. I'm Kayleigh Helm with 42 Geek Street. Back to you guys.
Now for a break, but coming up soon.
A Star Wars collection we will be looking at. Yes!
Mood dice for you at home. The dice that tells you what mood you're in.
Whether you're feeling cool or
If you're feeling hot. The dice, get it in stores while it's hot for sale. Get it before it goes cold.
Ah, hello there. At X Club for Geeks, we'll show you what and what equals X.
Hey Mike, I know we've got our spam that's ham in a can, but I don't know, I'm just not feeling it tonight. Not with this, it's missing something.
It's just not classy.
That's classy. That's ham in a glass.
That's glam.
And we're back again. We just keep coming back.
I know we do.
Biggest comebacks ever. Anyway,
Can't get rid of us.
by the way, I think you need a drink because during the ad, I had to enjoy him finishing his sandwich.
Ah, well, what better mug to take a drink?
Well, I got one too.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. Now that miniature painting, just to let you know, these are little figures that you won't see it from there, but these are little figures that we ended up painting. Actually, they were in the background when Kay was running around.
They're quite well painted. Very nice.
Well, thank you. Actually, Kayleigh painted better than me. I did all right, but that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Actually, Kayleigh stayed after that and started painting herself. Now, Ian KayJays was able to give me this to give away. Giveaways! I love giveaways.
Firefly.
Firefly. So it's Firefly out to the black. I read it because it's on the back. It's it looks like sort of card based. It's separate to the board game.
Nathan Fillion's on the front.
Yes, not me, but or you.
No.
But yeah, so we're going to give that away. And to find out how to get this from here to there, just go to our Facebook page and we'll let you know how to score this. And what I was going to do is, because I want to play this, so whoever gets this, I'm happy to meet you down at KayJays and give it a whirl. And we'll learn how to play it together. Or I could just send it to you. Whatever.
They're your options, people. They're right
Options.
there.
And I know which option is. Just give it to me. Go away. Now we're going to jump to at Armageddon last year.
Yep.
We were able to get to interview a few celebrities. I was very excited. Our first time that we got to do a bit of that.
It was very cool.
Yeah, we had Ron with us back then, and he got to interview Jacqueline Samuda.
Samuda.
I think to find out all the info, let's just shoot right to it and check it out.
Samuda.
Hi guys, I'm with Jacqueline Samuda, Nieti from SG1. Jacqueline, can you tell us a little bit about your experience working on SG1?
It remains one of my very favorite TV roles. It was so much fun. I wish it actually just kept on going. It was so sad to die. And I actually had fans ask me why I was involved in writing the story of the episode in which my character died.
Oh, that's a bit wrong.
But I didn't write that part. No, I absolutely loved it. It's very, very fun to be naughty. And actually, we talked about the pronunciation of the character named Nirti. And one of the fun things on set was that Richard Dean Anderson's character insisted on calling her Nerdy. So around set, I became known as like the dirty, flirty, nerdy. And so it was a wonderful set to work on. And of course, to play an evil character who has a lot of subliminal intentions and so much subtext and danger. And she never is actually revealing what her true purpose is. And it takes a lot of work on the part of the other characters to find out. That was so much fun to play, because that's actually what makes an actor's job what it is we play subtext. We don't actually play the lines. So when you have a character where there's so much rich subtext, it really makes it a lot of fun.
And being a part of it now, you also get to travel the world, come down to Australia, spend 24 hours on a plane.
That's true. It was a long trip, but as I said, it makes it that much sweeter to get here. And well, in fact, I haven't done conventions in 10 years until Chicago just last month. The last one I had done before 10 years was in Canberra.
Okay.
So I did a couple of conventions early days, and then I took 10 years off when I was having my children and busy with work. And just recently I thought I'd love to start accepting invitations again. So Creation invited me, and they're in Chicago, and that was supposed to be the last one, but apparently they're going to do it again. And I had a wonderful time. And I was so excited to come back to Australia. To meet the fans, honestly, that was one of the things that really moved me in Chicago, having been away from it for so long, was how devoted the fans are, how much they appreciate and love the characters, the show, and you actually, it's just a gift. It's really a gift to be part of something that 10 years after my character died, 10 years after the show's done, there's still that. The relationship, the energy, the love, it's really special. I really am grateful.
Now, you've done a few other shows as well, but one I wanted to talk about was Arrow. Are we going to be seeing you back on season 3 to have another one of those pivotal newsreels that sort of changes the aspect of Steve Amell's character, Arrow?
I hope so. I really do. Well, the last episode that I did, which just aired, I think, last week, I was told that the show was going to be coming back, my TV show, the character I play as a TV host. And so I'm hoping so. And then I hope I also get to climb out of the TV and actually be a TV host, talking to a live person, and actually get to interact a little bit more with the central characters. But I love that kind of character, so I do hope so. Yeah,
because what was interesting is that in the first season, it was like, this vigilante's doing good, so that sort of gave the aspect. In the second season, it was, the vigilante's now a hero, and that sort of showed the arc. So your role, small though it was actually pivotal for that character development.
Well, thank you. I do hope it comes back, because I love the show, and it's got, again, that's another show that has this international reputation and that affection from the fans. It's really great.
And it's the same with Smallville. You had a small role in there as a doctor as well.
Yes, I did. We were actually just talking about that, where we were talking about characters where you have lines change at the last minute, or other actors might improvise, because of course Richard Dean Anderson was well known to improvise a lot on SG-1, and it was always welcome, and it just worked, and it was easy. But I did say, when I played the doctor on Smallville, and I had such complicated medical terminology to just chatter as fast as I could as Chloe's on the table about to die, and the technical consultant was modifying the speech regularly in between takes.
It's hard to learn, hard to get out,
and then the camera's spinning like this,
and then we want to make a change.
Yeah, and I'm doing
that was just
clear, and it was so challenging. But again, it's fun though. It's fun to have that kind of challenge. I actually like that. I like the technical aspect of acting. I like when I have to, rub my belly and tap my head or whatever that is at the same time. That's fun for me.
All right, how to do it?
Now I got it. Hey, I got it.
Well, thank you very much for being on our show,
Thank you.
Thank you very much for chatting to us. So I'll throw back to you guys in the studio.
Now, next up, we were at Armageddon last year, and we spoke to the gentleman behind Decay. That sounded very...
Gentleman behind
The
Decay.
gentleman behind Decay.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Now, if you're a dentist, you know all about it. But seriously, no, we grabbed an issue and we spoke about the Decay comic book. So here it is right now. G'day, it's Mike here again, coming live from Armageddon. And well, it's not live now. Yeah, but you know what I mean, right? So we got Darren here from Decay.
Yes, how are you going?
I'm going very well. So tell us about Decay. I mean, it's been around for a little while now.
4 years.
Yeah.
Yep. First issue came out in March 2010, so we're up to issue 18 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a showcase of Australian talent. Almost all of Australia's best creators have worked on the comic. It's just close to 140 creators worked on the comic so far. So every issue is just an amazing showcase of Aussie talent.
Okay, fantastic. And is there a kind of style of story you go for?
Well, Decay is just completely random horror stories. So all short little one-off horror stories. And it continues, you don't need multiple issues. Every comic's standalone. And yeah, every type of horror you can imagine is in there. You know, zombies, aliens, vampires, serial killers, monsters, whatever. Just any type of horror goes.
Okay, fantastic. What's the latest issue you've got today?
Issue 18 is the latest issue. So once again, 52 pages, same as every issue. This one's got 13 complete stories in one issue, 27 creators in this one comic.
Oh, that's fantastic, yeah.
It's just amazing. It's just the stories, the quality of art. It's just absolutely stunning stuff.
Oh, beautiful. Now, if guys want to find out about you, where can they go?
Go to the, look up on Facebook, type in Decay Horror Comic, or go to the website. It's published by Dark Oz, so www.darkoz.com.au.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah. Cheers.
Well, thanks very much for talking to us, and have a great con.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, Mike.
No worries. Back to the studio.
All right, thanks, Mike. I just love how you always throw back to the studio. You always bring it back home.
I always try and give it back to everyone.
Right now we're going to go something different that we're going to try, because at these conventions we meet a lot of people. We get to interview them. Celebrities now we get to meet occasionally, which is awesome.
It's not bad, is it?
But we've got our own celebrity. We've got Baywatcher Nath.
Baywatcher Nath.
He's
Yes.
going to help us out, and he's actually going to go out and meet the real people out in the streets. He's going to ask them the hard-hitting questions.
Yes.
And,
We don't delve away from these hard issues.
and you're going to see this right now.
So tell me, favourite superhero?
Ooh,
So many to choose from.
maybe Catwoman.
Catwoman.
I like Catwoman. I like cats.
What? Okay, so is it cats that you like?
Yeah, pretty much. See?
And oh, hello, kitty.
I'm covered in cats. Yeah.
Oh, excellent. And so that's why you like Catwoman
Yeah,
the
pretty
most.
much.
Excellent. What would you be your second favourite superhero?
Ooh,
There's a Catman.
hard. Yeah, it's not the same. It's just not the same.
Favourite superhero?
Superman.
Superman. Why Superman?
I don't really know.
No, because he's just super and he's awesome. Yeah. Favourite superhero?
Batman,
Batman. It's a big topic. Why Batman?
because he's a normal guy. Just got a lot of money, I guess, in toys and gadgets, but a normal guy that's a superhero.
So you were just happy to be Batman to be the normal guy, or to have the money and the gadgets also?
Oh, money and gadgets as well, of course. Yeah.
Out of all his gadgets, which one do you think is the best?
Well, the tumbler, the Batmobile. Yeah.
Absolutely, definitely.
After the break, Star Wars we are having. Yes.
That's classy. That's ham in a glass.
That's glam. Car suction. With the power of science, if you need to get into a car without it slowing down, car suction. Car suction. When you gotta get into your friend's car without it slowing down, car suction is the way. Classy. Suction with class. Glam.
Ah, hello there. Here at X Club for Geeks, we like to show you the U, the Y, the 1, the 2, the 3. At X Club for Geeks, we'll show you how it all lands together. Oh, wow. Was ist nicht so classy? Glam.
Welcome back, guys, and next up you're going to be seeing a collection that has been built in a galaxy far, far away. Now, our new reporter Nick, he's going to be on this one and speaking to Uncle Darth, so let's go check it out right now.
Hi guys, Nick here. I'm here with Chris, Uncle Darth, the owner of one of Australia's largest collections of Star Wars collectibles. Morning, Chris.
Good morning, Nick. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Now, I've already seen a bit of your collection. It is extensive. You've got all kinds of things, ranging from merchandise from the films, some handcrafted collectibles, and you've even got some authentic pieces.
Yes. Yeah, well, we don't ask how we got those authentic pieces, but we've got a piece of the Death Star upstairs.
A piece of the Death Star?
A piece of the Death Star,
right.
Yes.
Okay, was there any rebel entanglements in getting hold of that?
Well, many Bothans died to bring me that piece of the Death Star, yeah.
Sad but true.
And I've got part of Obi-Wan Starfighter floating around somewhere too, from episode 3.
Right. Okay, all kinds of space junk assorted in your collection.
Assorted, yes.
Now, with your collection, I've had a bit of a look around. There's all kinds of assorted memorabilia. You've got little things hidden amongst the shelves. We had a look at a few Millennium Falcons before.
There's a few there, They go from the very big, which is about 2 metres wide, I think, the big Falcon, down to the smallest one, which is about 2 centimetres wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you've got a large collection of action figures.
Yes.
And a number of costumes, one of which is a particular significance to you. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, the big guy. Yeah, we have my original Darth Vader costume, which is now 17 years old. Which has been used in a lot of official Lucasfilm and 20th Century Fox promotions around Australia. The opening of cinemas, launch of a lot of the games and things like that, and a lot of the merchandise we use for. So.
Talking about the character work, you do work as Darth Vader. You're an imposing guy, you're very tall, so you fit the costume well.
Can't tell when I'm sitting down, but...
and you've done a lot of this work, and it's even got to the attention of certain people inside.
Yes, yes. I was actually described by one of the guys at Lucasfilm, the guy Steve Sansweet, who's in charge of fan relations at Lucasfilm, described to me as the world's best Darth Vader impersonator.
Now that's pretty high praise.
That was very high praise. I was quite rapt with that.
Because that's not a fan saying that. That's a guy who officially has to.
That was a guy on the inside, yeah. And we had some of the guys from Lucasfilm come out to inspect my Vader suit. And they went all over it with a fine-tooth comb and said the biggest problem they had was one of the switches was a millimetre too high. Oh. So that's sort of high praise to the guys that built the pieces for it.
And look, if that's the biggest problem you've got, then you've done a good job.
Exactly, yeah. And also, I was lucky enough to get to tour the set of episode 3 up in Sydney when they were filming.
Okay.
We went up, we were touring around, we saw Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor doing their big lightsaber battle on Mustafa, and we were there for all the filming of that, which was fantastic. And we went and sat down to have lunch, and my friend and I are sitting there with Steve Sansweet having lunch, and we glanced across and there's George Lucas and Rick McCallum sitting at the table next to us. And we're sort of... And Steve, who was with us, said, oh, okay. Got up, went over and spoke to George for a minute, and then we got to go over and speak to George. And all I could do was go, hi George, love your work. And that was about it, but yeah.
Wow, so from an R2-D2 on a birthday cake all the way through to actually seeing the filming.
Meeting the maker and seeing the filming.
Wow,
yeah,
that must have been like a bucket list just getting ticked off.
Oh, it was kind of special, yeah.
That's amazing.
Yes.
So what's next? Have you got any big goals or anything you want to add to the collection? Speaking of big, we should point out, you have a full-size Jabba the Hutt.
Oh,
upstairs.
you mean this guy down here? Yeah. Yeah. Jabba was the backdrop for a banquet that we had many, many years ago at Star Walking Ran. And after the backdrop, the guys were actually going to throw him away, throw him in the bin. And I said, no, you can't do that. He's going back to my place. So he's been living upstairs ever since then. And he's been down once for an event we held called Galaxy Fest. But yeah, for the most, he stays upstairs. He's a bit hard to move. Oh, and by the way, I've managed to dig this up. Part of Obi-Wan Starfighter.
I was about to say, it looks like it comes from a galaxy far, far away. So, What part of the Starfighter have you got here?
This is one of the controls from the cockpit of Ewan McGregor's Starfighter from episode 2, I think it was. Ewan climbed into the cockpit and snapped it off, so the prop guys put it back on again. Then he climbed out of the cockpit and snapped it off, so the prop guys put it back on again. So he climbed into the cockpit and snapped it off, then picked it up and threw it away. So the prop guys collected it.
Right.
It's just a little piece of turned metal, but it's a piece of cinema history.
It is. It's a well-abused piece of cinema history.
Abused by Ewan McGregor.
Ewan McGregor has wrecked that.
Yes.
That's
totally
fantastic.
wrecked it.
So that concludes our chat with Chris today. I'm going to go back upstairs and have a look around, see if there's something I can't quite fit into a pocket. But thank you very much, Chris, and back to you guys in the studio.
Back to the studio we are going, yes.
Mike, that was an awesome collection.
That is possibly one of the most extensive Star Wars collections I've ever seen. Very cool.
And the video doesn't really capture the size of some of the items, or it's just a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and a big thanks to Uncle Darth for giving us his time. There was a lot of stuff that was filmed, and we had to kind of cut it back to what you saw.
Yeah, he's got a lot of stories, and they're really good. Like, I have to admit, I can just listen to him. Like, it's a lot to talk about. So we can only fit so much in 6 minutes that we can allow for the interview. But there's just a lot of history there, places he's been, because he actually played like Darth Vader when he went around Australia and did stuff, and he had to stick to the policy, they had to walk through people. There's all these awesome stories.
So if you do see him, be sure to hit him up and try and get a couple of stories, because he does have a lot.
He's friendly, except of course when he's doing the convention, when he's going to do his job and be a real...
We understand.
We understand.
We destroyed the photographs.
But yeah, no, awesome bloke. Now, if anyone wants to contact us, Mike?
Facebook, you know where we are. 42 Geek Street. Look it up.
Look it up.
On the FB, share and share alike.
Share alike. And while you're there, you can look up how you can get this. And hopefully maybe play with me, because I love board games and I like any kind of board game, really.
It's true.
And thanks, Ian, for supplying that.
So make sure you head to the Facebook page, say hi, and also apply for this wonderful giveaway, which we look forward for you winning.
Yeah, and we'll have also all the other details of everybody else to be on the show. And that concludes it for now.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you all in the next episode.
You betcha. Geek on.